Today is Friday, Parashat Pinchas. The parasha of this week, Moshe Rabbeinu appoints Yoshua bin Nun as being the next leader of the Jewish people. And what was the greatness of Yoshua bin Nun? Our sages tell us that when the 12 spies were sent to spy the land of Canaan, and of course there were 10 people that spoke badly, but Yoshua bin Nun and Caleb ben Yefuneh spoke positively about the land. Yoshua was listed in that listing of the 12 spies that were sent in the 5th spot. And our sages tell us that they were listed in their levels of greatness. So Yoshua bin Nun may have not been the greatest person, but may have not been the greatest leader around that of the tribes, may have not been the most erudite person, but he had one quality that is highlighted by our sages, which is the quality of consistency, of being persistent, of being there every day next to Moshe Rabbeinu, of being day after day after day after day involved in being Moshe's assistant. He was not a person that came one day yes, one day no, that did things in an irregular way, but rather the great quality that he had is the quality of being consistent, of being day after day involved in being in the ohel, in the tent of Torah, of continuing to learn, of being involved daily, day after day. And that quality of being consistent is a very important quality. We learn Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva started learning at the age of 40. He didn't know anything until then. What moved him to go and start learning and start being dedicated to learning Torah, even though he started out as an ignoramus, so to speak? At the later age, at the age of 40, he saw once drops of water falling on a rock, one drop after the other drop, after the other drop, after the other drop, and those drops of water, which is something that is liquid and soft, made a hole in the rock because of that persistent, continuous drop after drop. And he said, if the water can makes a hole in the rock, I will be able also to learn Torah. And he went and started learning and became the great, great scholar that Rabbi Akiva became, who was, in terms of Torah she'al peh, the Be'al peh, the oral Torah in the Mishnah, he's considered to be a top scholar. He started a lot at the later age because he understood the importance of consistency, of persistent, and he learned for a continuous 24 years. First 12 years, and then when he came back home, and the story says that his wife says, even if he stayed for another 12 years, he went back for another 12 years, and for 24 years, he learned until he came back being the most learned person. That idea of consistent and persistent is an idea to bring into our own life on a daily basis. There is great benefit, even when you learn something of Torah. If you learn it again and again and again, you may not see the immediate effect, but the effect is there. That first drop on that rock had an effect. It's noticed only after many other drops have fallen, but it has a major effect. By comparison, there's a story that is brought about a person who invented a game of chess, that the king of that country was so impressed by this game of chess that he told the inventor, tell me what gift you want me to give you, I will give it to you because you developed such a beautiful game of chess. And that person, the story goes that he told him, give me 1 grain of wheat in the first square. There are 64 squares there. The next square, double it, make it 1 into 2. The next, go from 2 to 4, and then from 4 to 8, and then from 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64. And the king felt, well, that's no big deal, You're just going to double starting at 1 grain. What he didn't realize is by the time you come to the 64th square, by doubling every time the number of grains, you come to an astronomical number. In a way, when you learn, if you're persistent, if you continue with it, the effect of every time that you go back and learn, of 1 hour after another hour after another hour, one learning after another learning, even the same passage, you review it another time and another time. If you're persistent with it, the gain grows up astronomically over time. The idea is to be consistent and persistent. And that's one of the lessons that we learn from the fact that he was Yoshua that was appointed by Moshe Rabbeinu because of that great quality that he had. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen, and Shabbat Shalom.